But maybe there's a new superhero in town, mate, or an old superhero.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Back in the post credits.
Oh, yeah.
Now Hiram Garcia, who was one of the producers on this, he was frustrated by the leaks, the idea that Henry Cavill, like it was revealed that he was going to be back. But The Rock has just been telling people this for weeks that he's in this movie.
I think we mentioned, maybe it was last week, you said something like, "Oh, there's a spoiler floating around on the internet," and I said I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah,
but I had. I just was like.
Oh, it's part of the movie.
It was from The Rock. I'm like, oh, okay, right. It didn't occur to me that was. I was like, oh, some dastardly person seen an early screening and they've spoiled it. Yeah, The Rock did apparently. Yeah.
I mean, I think also for him it makes sense that he wants to be on the side of fans and he wants to bring back that element of the Snyderverse. That trended again. We were talking about that before the show, as it always does. He's gone. He's not going to be back. Not for a while, at the very least. He's doing Star Wars Netflix or whatever. But Zack Snyder, that is. But yeah, I think he was just, that was his way of kind of getting fans on board. And I think there are people that wouldn't have seen this if he wasn't in it.
I saw this movie it was ostensibly a media event, but it was all like an influencer crowd. It was like a bunch of very...
How many seasons of Big Brother did you recognize?
Like 16 seasons of Big Brother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was Gretel Colleen there?
Yeah, Gretel Colleen was there.
Whoa.
And Merlin was there.
Merlin was
there, yeah.
From season 4 or 5, potentially.
Probably, sure. Sarah Marie.
Sarah Marie was there from season 1 Big Brother.
Yeah, doing the bum dance. She was there. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Was Blair there?
Yeah, Blair was there.
Was he?
He'd just come off Neighbours.
Neighbours was cancelled.
I know, but he's just been at home, depressed. But he's come back for this.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Every person from every season of Australian Big Brother was there doing the thing that they got cancelled for. Just all of them there.
Not the turkey slap incident.
Yes.
Oh, no, Mason.
Yes. Horrifying.
Terrible news.
All I'm saying is, look, I don't want to judge, but it didn't feel like the crowd was a bunch of very attractive people who I don't think are like ordinarily there opening night of a comic book superhero movie.
Sure.
And there was a cheer when Superman reappeared.
That says something. Yeah.
So that's a general audience likes Henry Cavill. They like seeing Superman.
Yep. Completely agree.
So that if anything's going to work, that's going to work.
What does it mean for him coming back, I guess, and we can talk about that. But even if there's things in the works, who knows if that's actually going to happen. It seems as if, and The Rock has been talking about this, that he is the one behind this. And he was pushing it for years, and the old guard at Warner Brothers kept saying no, and then they all got pushed out or fired or left or they died. I don't know.
Yeah.
And now this new team were like, we think you're in charge of The Rock, so we'll do it.
Right? Yeah.
Are you the boss? Are you Kevin Feige and...
It says here all of you are part of some sort of tontine and the last person alive gets to decide what happens here. So I guess you're the boss of WB now, The Rock. So
this was a recent addition in pickups, and by recent I mean it was shot in mid-September after negotiations. Apparently it's the only thing that he's currently locked in for. Like it was a one-off appearance.
Right.
But there's been rumours that he's...
How much do you think he got for it?
Probably $1 million.
Yeah, right.
I reckon. No, mate, for that... Well, apparently, we'll talk about
did he do it for nothing?
Yeah.
Feels like he feels like
he
a
wouldn't
guy.
do it for nothing.
Yeah, but I feel like
his agents wouldn't let him do it for nothing.
Yeah, maybe. He feels like the kind of guy who would probably just be like, I guess I've got an afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this suit.
Yeah, I'm in this suit playing Warhammer, but I guess I'll do it.
So what happens? This was via Behind the Screen podcast where cinematographer Lawrence Sher went on and said originally they shot it the same way they did with Shazam, headless Superman, right? And it tested really well. Right. So they went, maybe we'll get an actual Superman in to do it. So then they went to Henry Cavill. And again, it was a one-off deal, but the studio was interested in making, and there were rumors this week of that Man of Steel 2 was a go and it's locked in. But apparently it's not.
No.
Because the next movie also might be Superman versus Black Adam, it seems.
Maybe. They had a big long list. They're like, okay, Cavill's at the top.
Yep.
We can't get him. Tom Welling.
Yeah.
Dean Cain.
Yeah, yep.
Wait, no.
It would be Brandon Routh.
Of course, it'd be Brandon Routh, Tom Welling.
Yep.
George or Christopher Reeve.
Yep. The guy who was Superboy in the series.
Yeah,
One of the two people who was Superboy.
Yeah. The Justice League Unlimited Superman voice actor. We'll see if he looks anything like Superman.
Any of the babies from the movies, baby Superman. See what have they grown up to look like?
Exactly. Yeah. And then Dean Cain.
My goodness. So yeah, what did you think? I mean, it's good to see him. He's great.
Yeah.
I want exclusively more Superman stuff.
We discussed this earlier though, off podcast. I don't know if a Superman versus Black Adam movie is going to be like what I would like is the thing that we've never really got in a DC movie, a thing that we should have gotten in Batman v Superman, which is they meet briefly at the start, they have a little bit of a fight so we can get that out of our systems, and then they team up to beat up a bad guy.
Well, that's what I would imagine the movie would be.
What if it's not, though? What if they've gone, for some reason we think Batman v Superman is the model and it's just going to be a long, drawn-out slog until we get to them fighting and it's not that interesting? Because ultimately it wouldn't be that interesting.
I don't see it being that interesting. I'd imagine there's a moment where Black Adam is shooting lightning and Superman's shooting lasers, and there's the bubble is building in the middle and explodes and they both fly backwards into trucks.
Yeah, and there'll be a moment, they'll almost certainly, based on what The Rock has said about this, there will absolutely be a moment initially where Superman's like, well, you can't hurt me because I'm the strongest man who ever lived in the universe. And then Black Adam punches him and he goes, well, I'm got magic.
Yeah.
And you are vulnerable to
Superman's
magic,
like,
as we know.
He's in rubble and you can see the blue electricity kind of sparking over him. And he's like, what the Swiss?
I've never been punched like that before in my life.
Except by Batman.
And I've been...
And Doomsday
and
when
I've been
he
hit
killed me.
I've been hit by a frying pan by my mum when I was a kid because...
I was rude.
I was a rude kid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't. I'm not really interested in Superman versus anybody at the moment.
Sure.
I'm interested in seeing. I mean, as in another hero. I'm interested in. Can you make a very good Superman movie, please?
Can we make a very good, or honestly, a very good Black Adam movie?
Sure.
If what is happening here is if that was like a symbolic passing of the torch or something, where maybe in the next movie Superman's like, I've got to go do Superman stuff, but I hope you have adventures in the future or whatever. That's fine with me, as long as what I would like to see is fewer heroes fighting heroes, even though that is a fun trope in comic books.
Yeah.
But the thing about comic books is there's 100 every month.
Yep.
And if you want to do that, and then the next issue they do something else. But in this, it's like, okay, we get one of these a year apparently now. We get a this and a Don't Worry Darling.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to see just them fighting. Give me compelling villains. That's interesting to me, you know?
And I think putting two characters together, I think the dynamic of it is more interesting than the punching.
Yeah.
I think what they should have done, and they didn't because they wanted to make a Black Adam movie, was to make a Shazam Black Adam movie, and that should have been the first movie because they're linked. They've always been linked. Those two characters, they're two sides of the same coin.
They've got that lightning bolt.
They got the lightning bolt. They got the same powers. They're from the same wizard.
Yeah.
But they wanted to do the solo thing. But I think now it would be a better idea, but probably not financially. Can we do that? And I think the idea of Billy Batson being a child with the powers of a god versus a psychopath with the powers of a god, or psychopath, would be more interesting.
Who's killed so many men.
Yeah, would be more interesting.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to keep Shazam in its own kind of thing and hit to Black Adam. Because it seems like that's what the next movie is going to be also, which I am looking forward to because it's got Lucy Liu and I like the director and all of that. And I enjoyed the first Shazam a lot. But I don't know why they.
I think they're totally too different to fight. I think it may be.
But I think that's why that's good though. Also, there's little kids running around in this being like, "What's your catchphrase?" And it's like, "Okay, then you can do it. It's fine."
Is true, yeah.
You know, it's not like this is the darkest fucking thing we've ever seen.
It's true, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
There's a lot of people telling you that they've done bad deeds, but then the bad deed that The Rock did in this is he went into a temple and blew up the king or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he got put in a box.
James, do you have no respect for the monarchy? Honestly.
We've been through this, Mason. I have nothing but respect.
That's right.
For our king. King Brother's a pedophile.
No.
Is that not his name?
No, that is his name. That is yeah. That's more of a title, I think.
Oh, is it? Great, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. They're making movies.
I'm excited I'm excited for this new first chapter in the DCEU.
Is that what you think this is, though? I mean, it is, but do you think this is going to be the cornerstone of everything else that comes here on out?
I think they're going to try.
That I agree with, but is this a solid enough foundation? Like, this isn't your first Iron Man. This isn't like your Man of Steel. This isn't even the first G.I. Joe movie.
This is a fairly solid Avengers Age of Ultron, I think.
Yeah, okay, yep.
In that... I mean, I think maybe it's the best we can do at this point.
I think DC need to. I think they were onto something with.
We've been saying this for years. They don't know.
No, I know they don't
listen to us.
But I think the idea of doing, your Jokers and the Batman.
Yep.
And I guess you could have a few mainline films going on, but this idea of everything's pretty much you're just telling stories that don't necessarily have to be connected. Like the Batman's not connected to anything else, and
yeah, true.
I think that was working for a time, and I think this idea of being like, we're just going to Marvelify everything again. You tried that, remember? And then you fucking And then you panicked and you took it away. You made terrible Justice League and everything fell apart and everybody turned on you.
In retrospect, shouldn't have called it terrible Justice League.
But then we get to this point where we've got this like bastardized version.
We're terrible. That's their catchphrase. At the end, they're all standing on a rooftop and the lightning's coming down. They're all giving the thumbs up and saying, remember, guys, we're terrible.
But now we've got this kind of bastardized version of things that have come before mixed with like some Marvel stuff and whatever. And they're using one of the biggest, movie stars in the world to be the cornerstone of everything. And I'm just not sure that any of this is going to pay off in any meaningful
Spoiler
or financial
alert,
capacity.
It's not going to. But I want to see him try. I'm
Absolutely.
kind of excited to see him try now.
I mean, we're still getting second Joker. They're probably going to do another Batman. If you could bang out another Superman movie, that would be absolutely terrific. There's things happening that are still good, but this is like, again, it's fine.
All right then, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Would you say you had fun with it?
No, not even.
Wow. And you had fun with Justice League 2017.
Yeah, but I was very tired then.
Are you not tired now?
No, I'm more tired, but I watched this when I wasn't tired.
Okay, terrific.
And it certainly didn't, I didn't feel better about it days on, days after.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you go.